Howdy folks, and welcome back to another lesson here at My Bluegrass Romance. Today we're learning the 4-part traditional fiddle tune, Hell Broke Loose in Georgia. I learned this version off my buddy Tyler Linhart from the band Tricky Britches. The A part's going to sound like this. So let's break down that A part. I start out with a slide from the 6 to the 7 here with my ring finger. And then right up to this G note. So it's 1. You could also slide here from the 5th fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and after that first measure, we're going to do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Play that second measure, it's going to go. If we put that together with the first measure, we've got 3, 4. The next measure is going to repeat that slide, and again you could do it from the 6th fret to the 7th or the 5th to the 7th, whatever you're feeling. And it's going to go like this. Very similar phrase. Let's break that down a little bit slower. It's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then that's slightly different from the first measure because you go up to that 5th fret on the and of 4. Then let's put those first 2 measures together. The next measure is going to be very similar to that first measure. And then the final phrase of the A part is going to go right there. Use your pinky. So again, these last 2 measures are. Let me play the whole A part, A measures, one time through. 3, 4. If you're enjoying this lesson, I invite you over to patreon.com/mybluegrassromance, where I've got a bunch of other resources for this lesson and also a bunch of other tunes and techniques to help inspire your mandolin picking for $3 a month. Let's quick go over the chords of the A part. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, C, 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 F, C, G, C, F, C, G, C. The B part sounds like this. Break that down. I just use these 2 fingers the whole time, and you're sort of bouncing between. You play, a fretted note, then an open note. So I played the fretted G here, then my open E with an upstroke, then a downstroke on the A, open E, downstroke there on your G, an open E again, and then a downstroke on your C, and then your open A. So again, I'll do that slow as that repeats. And then the first two beats repeat. So it goes, right? This is the third measure of that. So it goes, and then from there it goes. So that measure's a little different. So let me play the first three measures. You've got the first two that are the same. Second measure. Here's your third. It's the same up to there, then you have that little turnaround. And then the last measure is, so the last measure is, and then you play an open string to start it over again because it repeats 2 times through. So let me play the whole, I'll play the whole B part. 3, 4. Repeats. The chords over that B section, we like to play A minor, A minor, the third measure is A minor, then G for that fourth measure, and then we repeat that section, A minor, so essentially it's just A minor for 3 measures, G for the fourth measure, repeat A minor for 3 measures, play G for the fourth measure. The C section, the third part of the tune, is going to sound like this. Now that part, it's essentially 4 measures that gets repeated 2 times. But the chord changes on the first 4 are slightly different than the chord changes on the second 4. The melody is the same. So we're just going to go over the melody of basically 4 measures because it just gets repeated. So I slide here on my D string. I slide from this G sharp here on the 6th fret up to the A note on my 7th. You could also slide from the 5th fret, right? You could slide from that G up to the A. Again, I'm using my ring finger, so I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, that's the first measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, then the second measure I play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that open note for the next measure is, right? You go up to that 5th fret on the and of 4 of the third measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now this sets you up for a slight shift. You're going to play the 4th measure, 1 and after you do that 1 and, bring your ring finger down here. 2 and 3 and 4. And then there's an and on that last and of the last and beat, the 4 and of that 4th measure. So let me play the last 2 measures so you can see that shift. The last 2 measures would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's play the C section one time through entirely. It's 8 measures. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and. Now you'll notice when I play the first two measures, I'm up here. I stay up here. I shift. And after I play that open string, the and note of that fourth measure, I slide back up here with that slide. And I'm back up in that position. Until I shift down. And let's talk about the chords. So the first four measures, I basically shift between F, C. So again, you got the tune going. So that's F. That's a C. F, C, F, C, F, C, G, C. So again, the first four measures, you just alternate one measure of F, one measure of C, one measure of F, one measure of C. On measure 5, you play one measure of F, measure of 6, you play one measure of C. And in the 7th and 8th measures, you play half a measure F, half a measure of C, half a measure of G, half a measure of C. Again, with the same melody running on below it. Sounds cool that way. All right, let's look at the fourth section of the tune, the D section. I'll play it. It's repetitive, so let me just play like the first time through this D part. Now, this tune, that would have been the entire D section, the fourth section of the tune for some versions. I like to play this section twice through, so twice what I just did. Not only because it's kind of a cool rhythmic thing to do, but when you go back to that A section, when you sort of drone through this fourth section, it really sets up to get back to that and so on through the A part when you repeat the tune. So again, do it as you like. There's a lot of recordings out there. Many of them only do this part one time through. Let's look at it. You start with I'm playing that C note on the G string, 5th fret, that's your C. And I'm also playing this open D, so I'm playing this double stop. And on beat 1, I play that, and immediately on the and of 1, I put this finger down here, I hammer on, right, to my E. So it goes 1 and 1 and you'll hear 1 and 2 and 3, and I just stay on that double stop until I get to beat 3. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. That same idea repeats starting on beat 4, so it's kind of syncopated. So you've got 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and. So again, I'm playing a measure and then half of the next measure. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and then I play 3 and 4 and. So that next phrase is 3 and 4 and. Open 5 2 open, which is D C A G. So if I put that together, it's 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then the next measure goes 1. That open A there is going to lead to the next phrase. So just put it in there for now. It's going to be 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then the final measure will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So if you put those last two measures together, it's 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let me play like 4 measures. 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I do that open and to lead me back into the same thing. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and then 4. Let me do that one more time. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the whole time through that 4th section. Repeat if you want. And so on. Let's talk about the chords on the D section, that 4th section that we just did. It's really very droney, so you like say on that C chord. For the 2nd measure, stay on the C. For the 3rd measure, stay on the C. And then I do a quick G back to C. That repeats. Quick G, back to C. Now, when I'm doing that, it depends on the kind of the instrumentation I'm playing with. If I'm playing with a full bluegrass band, I might stay with like a chop. And I might play a rhythm like that. If I'm playing like just me and a fiddle player, I might play some kind of open chords like... So what I'm doing there is I'm just kind of... You know how in the melody you're playing... I'm kind of doing that same idea, but doing it with this C chord right here, right? Where I've just got 2nd fret here, 3rd fret here, open. I got my open G and my open E. And instead of just strumming, I'm doing, right, same rhythm that the melody's doing. G, C. And I only do that, like, you could do it the first time and on beat 4 as well, just like the melody, or you could just do it the first time. G, back to C. Another thing that I do sometimes if I'm playing maybe with a fiddle player and a guitar player, or just a fiddle player, I will play like a C here. In the first measure, I'll play C here. The next measure, I'll shift up to a C here. The next measure, I'll shift up to a C here. And then G, C. And then I repeat. What I'm doing is I'm basically just shifting where I'm playing the C, because that C is like really, it's held out for basically 3 measures, and then you go G to C. And so what I'll do is I'll just sort of play with where I'm playing the C chords, and I won't do a lot rhythmically aside from just sort of playing straight eighths, because I'm behind the melody, so I don't want to be distracting, but I do like that movement, like... something like that. Or you could do, like, you could play that sort of up here. Really, any of your C double stops across the neck, you could try to kind of play with that. Again, I would do that if I'm in a small ensemble and maybe you know, I can fill it up with some more open chords. So just an idea to play backup on Hell Broke Loose in Georgia on that D section. All right, everybody, thanks again for checking out another video here at My Bluegrass Romance. I hope you've enjoyed learning Hell Broke Loose in Georgia. Try to learn it really well and play it at a breakneck speed. It's very fun to play.